Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another video, and today we're having our first album review, and today is Steve Vai's new album, Inviolate. This was a great album, man. I did reactions to the whole thing. I'm sure a lot of you saw them and saw my thoughts, or initial thoughts at least. I've had time to sit with the album for a little bit. I've had time to go back and go through all of Steve's catalog, which was an amazing trip to go through that. And gather my thoughts. So we're going to get here and I'm going to share them with you. So first off, this album I don't feel like sounds like any of the previous albums, and I feel like that's a thing a lot of great artists do. And Steve Vai is a great artist. Obviously you can probably pick and choose from each song influences, go back to this record and to this record and this record, but as a whole I felt like the whole thing really kind of stood on its own and sounded like its own unique piece of music, which is absolutely amazing. One of the things I did notice when going back through the catalog is that actually a lot of his albums had vocals on them, or at least some songs out of the whole album had vocals on. This one actually did not have any tracks with any vocals on them, which I would have liked to have seen. I think it's cool having the mix of the two. However, that doesn't it's not a knock on the album. Whatever's the inspiration at the time, it's going to be what should be recorded. And if you watch any interviews with Steve, he was talking about how he is working on a acoustic vocal record. So I'm guessing a lot of his energy for vocals and whatnot at the time was kind of going to that. So this album's vibe, I feel like, is pretty similar to a lot of other albums. Even though I said it kind of stood on its own, as far as the fact that it's hard to place in one genre. There's a lot of different influences, which we'll get to in a second when I go track by track, and also by the fact that it's just insanely creative. It's Steve Vai, so that's what I mean. It's got a similar vibe to that, but if the sound is its own, that's unique. So going track by track, let's start with the first track, Teeth of the Hydra. Super unique, super creative. I love the use of the Hydra guitar. When I saw that thing, I was like, wow, he's actually going to use that. And then when I saw the interviews where it's like he's going to use it, it's just going to be like, I said in the reaction was one take. It actually wasn't one take, but the idea that it's all just one piece. It's not layered. That's really cool, really cool. And I can't wait to see how he pulls that off live, because that's going to be crazy, with the harp, the 7-string, the 12-string, fretless, and then the bass. It's all super cool, and I love the kind of mystic feel of the track. It's absolutely fantastic. Zeus and Chains, not too much to say about this. It's a classic 7-string Vai track in that it's an absolute, it's a journey, man, and it sounds fantastic. And Steve Vai, obviously the pioneer really of the 7-string electric in this space, and probably the whole reason why we've got extended range guitars like we do nowadays. It's great to see him use that and see kind of where the roots of all that started. Little Pretty, very nice track, and it's very different from, I feel like, the rest of his catalog. And it's a hollow body Gretsch is what he recorded it on, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. And it's got more of a, there's obviously jazz influences throughout Steve's music, but it's in the forefront here. I feel like, so that's really cool. I really like that song. Candle Power. I mean, we heard that song probably 2 years ago almost now, because it was at the start of, I feel like it was at the start of lockdown. The joint shifting technique. When I saw the video for that, oh my, dude, it's still just mind-boggling to me to this day. That is one of the most insane techniques, and the fact that Steve, how many ever years into this, is still creating these new techniques and these new ways to play the guitar, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Apollo in Color, great track, especially the bass on it. I still have not been able to figure out who. I looked high and low, and maybe my searching skills on the internet are just crap, but the bass on the song is absolutely killer. I don't know who recorded it. I don't know if it was Steve or if he brought somebody in like Stu Hammer, Brian Beller, that he uses a lot. Whoever it was, killer bass. I love it. Avalancha, Great track. It's a very, I feel like, typical drop C song for Vi. I know in the video I said that it wasn't, because it was I was comparing it to Bad Horsey, which Bad Horsey is his own thing. I did not realize. I went back and listened to it, and actually a fair bit of his catalog has drop C songs. I did not realize there's that many. So listening back, it's more along the lines of that, but still, kind of, you can hear how his sound has evolved nowadays. Greenish Blues, very nice, just chill vibe, kind of starting the wind down of the record, which goes in the Knapsack, which is, again, another one of those things where you see the video for it. Very impressive one-hand track. Again, with the whole thing, Steve's always just pushing boundaries, and the song's no different. That and Candle Power, to me, like, as far as technique-wise, and I guess you could throw Teeth of the Hydra in there too. We haven't actually seen him play it, but I imagine there's a lot of stuff going on with the three necks and the harp too. So I'm sure those are all kind of pushing the boundaries of what you can really do and play with the guitar. And then finally, for the final track of the album, Sandman Cloud Mist. It's an awesome closer, and I feel like going back and listening through all the records, Steve Vai always has fantastic closers, and this album is no different. Also got to hear some contributions from Dave Weiner on this track, which is really cool. He's a really sick player. He's been the touring rhythm guitarist and occasionally featured on his stuff for many, many, many years now. And absolutely awesome player. For me, the standout track on this whole album has got to be Teeth of the Hydra, man. Like that, I said it in the video that it's one of my favorite Vi tracks, and I still stand by that claim. Even after kind of the honeymoon first listen phase has been over, and actually going back and listening through the entire catalog, I still stand by that. Not to say it's like his best song ever or the absolute favorite, but I'm just saying I feel like it's in that top echelon of Steve Vai songs. Overall, this record, for me, is a 7 out of 10. It's really good. There's not a bad track on this album. Like, I would go through, listen to this whole thing, and probably 99% of the time never skip a track, because I don't listen to playlists. I listen through whole albums, so, that would be something that would be, normal for me. But on the other hand, the reason why I don't give it like a 10 out of 10 or whatever, obviously I hold 10 out of 10 stuff in high regard, but even an 8 out or 9 out of 10, just at least, and maybe it's a little bit of comparison syndrome, but it doesn't reach the heights of something like Alien Love Secrets or Passion and Warfare, and that's not like a bad thing by any stretch of the means, because those are high bars. I mean, I guess one album, and I guess Alien Love Secrets is an EP, are absolutely fantastic, and I think, the pinnacle of what Steve Vai has done. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, not only just about this album, because I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, but also my kind of format for this, and what you guys want to see from these album reviews going into the future, because I really enjoyed doing this. It's a lot of work to go through this, but it's really fun, getting to go through an entire discography of an artist and really kind of sit down and analyze and, really think about all the songs on this album. So let me know what you guys think about that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.